Hey guys, this is Came from 15, back on Came from 15 Talk Sports, joined by my Uncle Daryl, and we are back to talk Chicago Bears football. Surprisingly, with the Chicago Bears win. Now, I know we haven't done our NFL week predictions as of late. I've been busy with school, and then this is my last week of football practice, so we should be able to get more of those videos in. But going to this game as a Bears fan, I was just being honest the way we lost the Commanders, and if you saw my video on the rant about the Commanders loss, I thought we were just going to walk into Foxborough, lose that game, and the sky was going to fall apart because I read off, if you go back to that video, I read off pretty much the remaining schedule we had. And I'm like, there's a chance we could lose out the rest of the season because of that Commanders loss. I even still think when I go back to the Commanders loss, we should have won that game. But honestly, maybe that Commanders loss was actually a good blessing in disguise because it made the coaches reevaluate this entire team as a whole.
Yep.
And the good thing is they reevaluated, and shockingly enough, the Bears, they came out on pretty much a mini bye week and came to play like they should have been playing in a way. And for a team that's been off for 11 days, I didn't expect this from the Bears, to be honest. I watched majority of this game during my practice while I was coaching, but I was shocked with the way the Bears came out firing first, and they got up to that 10-0 lead. And they were making Mac Jones like legitimately like eat it right then and there. Then all of a sudden, next offensive drive for the Patriots, they put in Bailey Zappi, and he just goes down the field and scores a touchdown. And I'm just like, oh, please don't tell me this guy's going to come in now and he's going to give them some life. That would be the most Chicago Bears game ever if you game plan for Mac Jones, but then you don't game plan for Bailey Zappi just in case he shows up. Um, but the interesting thing about that is eventually, even though the Patriots were moving the ball with Bailey Zappi on that first drive, they had a very bad untimely fumble when they had momentum of the game. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Fumbled the ball. The Bears, I believe, get a field goal out of that. No, a touchdown out of that. They get a stop, and then pretty much by the time halftime came, the Bears made their adjustments on a way to stop Bailey Zappi, and they pretty much locked down that Patriots offense from then on then. And then the offense, they did their thing. They got timely drives right then and there. Justin Fields, I think we can say probably had his best game of the season by far. Obviously, statistically, it didn't look that impressive in terms of the passing game, but I thought he made some decisions that were good. Now there were some parts where he was shaky, like him losing the balls and sometimes with some fumbles. But I liked like some of like, for example, for some reason, I don't know. I think Luke Getzey finally called a very good game because he just played to Justin Fields' strengths. We saw more quarterback draws. We saw more him getting outside the pocket, throwing on the run. Simple things that made Justin Fields comfortable. Where would it see? This is the thing that makes me mad. It takes them a very bad loss to finally realize what the hell are we doing here? Same thing goes to the offensive line. Now, I hope this Lucas Patrick toe injury isn't a bad thing, which keeps him out multiple weeks because I'm sorry, I'm tired of Sam Mustipher. It's a curse of Sam Mustipher. I don't know how. You replace Sam Mustipher all of a sudden, Lucas Patrick, and that first drive, he was actually doing pretty good. The offensive line was actually doing a solid job. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll take it. And then next thing you know, I see Lucas Patrick get carted off the field. But luckily, the Bears said it's a toe injury, so I don't think it's that bad. He probably got like a turf toe or something. So God help me that I have to see Sam Mustipher. Honestly, I don't care who the practice was. Honestly, I'd still bench Mustipher. Bring up the practice squad center and see what he can give you. Because I think we're already out on the Sam Mustipher verdict. Because he's just garbage. And even then, there's some parts in this game Sam Mustipher still sucked. Like, why are we continuing to tie the Sam Mustipher experiment? That's just me. But the Bears made timely picked up actually first downs on third downs. They had a lot of third down conversions. Pleased. And hey, They just ran the ball. They did what their thing. Justin Fields used his legs in some cases. Like I like the fact how he took a few bad sacks and then it was like 3rd and 25. He picked that up on his freaking own with his feet. Now I don't know what defense the Patriots were in, but my God. Now I enjoy this win. I was actually pleasantly surprised, and I'm actually pleasantly happy that the Bears won. And this is the type of win that the Bears definitely could have used to at least make things more chill because it was getting pretty testy there and everything. But it's the thing. We'll see how they play this upcoming Sunday against a very tough Dallas Cowboys team. But this is a good win. If the Bears have any aspirations to turn their season around, and this is the game, well, you got to come out in the Dallas Cowboys game and build off this game. You just can't have a lackluster effort game going into this upcoming Sunday. But yeah. Now, if I was a Patriots fan, which sadly my friend Matt Swarmstead is, he's probably not going to talk to me for a whole week. Now that the Bears beat the Patriots, which I kind of wish I made a bet on that. But they might. I don't know what's going on there in Patriots land, but they got some sort of quarterback controversy there. I don't know if they want to go Mac Jones back again or Bailey Zappi. Now, Bailey Zappi, the way he played today, showed you why he's a third-string quarterback.
Well, for me, this is what you get when you have basically 10 or 11 days off. You get a lot of time to reassess yourself, you reassess the team, reassess your quarterback, and reassess all your positions just to see if the course that you're on is the right one. So we can honestly say that they actually played to Justin Fields' strengths. They got him out on the run. They definitely saw that by him being a pocket passer is not the way to go. So the defense has always been good. I mean, here's another game in which the defense didn't give up a fourth quarter, or matter of fact, the Patriots didn't score at all in the second half. So the defense has been consistent. We just need the offense to catch up, So honestly, I think the defense was ready for both quarterbacks, because if you really notice, they really didn't rush Bailey Zappi as much because of his height. What they wanted to do was just kind of hang around the line of scrimmage, and in the event, kind of like they spot him with the entire line of scrimmage almost, so that he can try to pass over him, because Bailey Zappi is 5'11", 6 foot. I mean, he's not a tall quarterback. So the Bears got a lot of batted passes when Bailey was in the game, whereas with Mac Jones, he's not a runner. They came after him They came after him right off the bat just to see if they can get him on the run. So I think the Bears are ready for both quarterbacks. Those 2 touchdowns that basically Bailey Zappi threw, I just see that as an anomaly, But in looking how they played both quarterbacks, they were ready for both of them, because I think they actually kind of got, and even the announcers were really basically saying that both quarterbacks should get some time in. So if the announcers knew it, I mean, it stands to believe that the Bears knew it too, and I think the Bears were ready for both of them. The running game was absolutely awesome. Goes back to everything we've always talked about. There are three ways to run in football: run the ball, stop the run. Quarterback don't make any mistakes. The one mistake Justin made was not his fault. Yeah. It was a batted pass picked up by the Patriots. Now he did muff a couple of snaps, out of the shotgun, but he recovered them. He didn't really make any major mistakes. He got out on the run. The Bears put him on the move. They called quarterback draws, quarterback sweep. As a matter of fact, I believe it was a 4th and 1. They called a quarterback sweep.
Sneak? Yeah, they called it a quarterback sneak. Yeah.
Well, it was more like a sweep, not a sneak. It was a sweep. I mean, he just ran. And the Bears specifically pinpointed the left side of the Patriots, the left side of their offensive line going up against the right side of the Patriots line, and they just dominated that side of the field. If you notice, the majority of their runs was either up the middle or on the left. So, and they wore these guys out. I mean, almost 300 yards rushing, and they didn't let up, they didn't stop, and they played the right way. You know, kneeling on 4th and 1 when the game was almost over. I think a cat like Belichick would have went for it just to see if, and I honestly thought that they were just to see if they can get Ebner a touchdown.
Yeah.
Um I kind of thought that they were going to do that, but I think Justin was like, "No, we ain't doing no stuff like that. Let's just go ahead and down and get this W and get the hell on out of here."
If it was me, I'd just say run it in for the touchdown.
No, not me. I mean, I've been coaching line, and you'll do it too. The more and the more you start coaching, the one thing you don't want to do is, bring any bad karma into your team by winning the wrong way. So, I mean, I like the way they did it. They did it the right way. I mean, man, and Justin Fields, believe it or not, if you really look at his stat line, he had 82 yards rushing, but
Yeah, he had
74.
82 yards rushing, set
But
179 yards passing. And again,
70.
some of those
But what I
carries.
want,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, but what I wanted to say was 74 of them yards was in the first half.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were running all. They made a concerted effort to get Fields on the move, whether it be in the run or the pass. From the first play, he rolled out. He found Mooney. He rolled out, found Komet, Equanimous St. Brown, just finding every hole that he could within that defense. And it was one play specifically. I can't remember exactly. I think it might have been in the. I want to say it was in the first half is when Fields pretty much he just cased the entire field. He looked right. He went through all of his progressions and found Equanimous St. Brown just on a quick slant coming across the field. And he was wide open, made a great throw, first down. Another throw, he rolled out left, found Equanimous St. Brown, who was just standing there.
Standing there, and he managed to get it through the defender.
Managed to get it through. So great win. Just piled us in with the rest, but and keep in mind is, we're not gonna have, another 10 days to practice. Let's piggyback off this one. My concern is ego.
Yep.
My concern is ego. When we beat the 49ers, we started, I get I'm maybe we thought our stuff didn't stink and we came out flat against the Green Bay Packers in the second game.
Yeah.
And now we coming up and we got Dallas. And Dallas is the number one defense in the league. You can tell me what you want about stats and things like that, but Dallas is the number one defense in the league. And these guys get after the quarterback. They can run the football. Dak Prescott is back. This game is not going to be easy, and we need to be ready for that.
I'll say this about the Dallas Cowboys. I think you can catch the Dallas Cowboys sleeping a bit. I'll say this for especially on them on the offense. Now, I didn't see much of that Cowboys Lions game, but it was a close game for about
until the defense got fed up with Detroit.
Yeah.
The defense, Micah Parsons, just man. That I'm gonna say this. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan. I have a bunch of friends who are Cowboys fans, great people, but they get in my ear and I can't stand it. But I am a fan of Micah Parsons. This guy is on some Lawrence Taylor stuff. And this guy's really good. And what I saw today with Larry Borum scares me.
Yeah.
What scares me, how Judon just dominated him,
Yep.
scares me what Micah Parsons can do. It was one play, man. Judon just went right
Yeah, he
through
just
him.
bull rushed him into
Right.
Fields.
Right. And then on top of the very next play, if it wasn't for Tevin Jenkins, Judon would not have come anywhere near Fields. As a matter of fact, Jenkins saw that Borum needed help. He pushed his guy into the center, came back to hit Judon. Judon fell down, and Jenkins just fell right on top of him. So I gotta admit, Borum is going to be an issue against Dallas.
Yeah.
So
Which
he's going to be a real issue against Dallas.
Which it was interesting because in the Commanders game, it was Braxton Jones getting eaten alive by Montez Sweat.
Correct.
Now this
keep
week,
in mind, Braxton Jones is on the other side with Lawrence.
yep.
So both of those guys are going to have some real problems with Dallas, and that's what I fear. So, and they got the speed to keep up. So let's just take this win. I'm happy for
Yep.
it. But let's moving on to next week towards Dallas. Yes, we got our work cut out for us because that defense is nice. Now they are gonna. I think they're missing a cornerback, but this is a good win to piggyback off of to do some really nice things for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I thought the offensive line, other than Larry Bourne, played solidly. I guess Sam Mustipher, he still had
The
his.
left side did. The left side of the line played great, which is the
Yeah,
reason why they dominated that side of the field. I don't think they wanted to run anywhere near Borum. To me, Borum was a problem today.
yeah,
He was. I don't think Mustipher played bad. He has a history of being really bad. But tonight, as far as the offensive line is concerned, Borum was a problem. And yeah, he was not good today.
yeah. Again, I think just putting Justin Fields more on the run, having those QB draws sometimes, you
Yeah,
know, it will help out the offensive line play better, and then obviously running the
correct,
ball will also help
correct.
too.
And
Um,
staying out of passing
yep,
situations against Dallas is huge.
yep,
You got to stay out of these third and long situations, second and long in which, the pass is kind of obvious. So, but we can beat Dallas. Don't
yeah,
get me wrong. I'm not saying that we can beat Dallas because our defense is nice. Keep in mind, we've been saying a lot of things about Kyler Gordon, but over the last 3 games, Kyler Gordon has been playing some fantastic football.
yep.
Kendall Vildor has been playing some fantastic football. Jalen Johnson, yeah, for me, is he a number one? But I mean, he was solid tonight. The defense was solid. My dude, my man, Jaquan Brisker, man, if you see a Jaquan Brisker jersey, send it to your uncle. That's the one I want. That's my dude right there. That dude is all over the place. I get really hyped up when I talk about Jaquan Brisker. I mean, that cat is special. I mean, I'm talking Mark Carrier special. He's going to be just that good historically for the Chicago Bears, and he was just that good tonight. The only thing that stopped him was Mac Jones kicking him in the gonads.
Yeah. Yeah. Bears rushing wise, they had over 243 yards rushing, which it's funny because last week for the Patriots, they absolutely shut down the Cleveland Browns run game. And the fact that you would think a disciplined defense and Belichick's defense, you would think, okay, another predominantly running team. They just ran all over that defense. But
Exactly. But see, the thing is with Cleveland stopped running.
yeah,
Stopped running. But the Bears did. You
yeah,
get 1 yard, great. You better stop me again. I mean, I think it was one play, man. The Bears had 8 straight running plays in which they ran on that left side of that defense. I mean, they got tired. They just got tired of the pounding.
yep,
So it was Herm Edwards who said the threat of the run is greater than the running game itself. I said, so just run that football, and if they stop you, they stop you, but they got to stop you every time.
yep. Before we go over the defense, I thought receiver wise, it was definitely their best game too. They caught the ball. I didn't see no drops. If anything, if balls went away, it was just because of a bad throw in Justin Fields' ball. But it was.
Yeah, I was about to say, even N'Keal Harry caught a couple passes.
He only caught one. He only caught one.
Okay, he caught a pass. And believe it or not, there was one play. Now, granted, Mooney caught it, but N'Keal was
Yeah,
wide open in the middle, in which if Fields had a look, maybe just a little bit to his left towards the middle of the field, N'Keal Harry would have had a touchdown in that second half. He would have,
no,
in my
that was
opinion.
the end of the first half before they went to kick the field goal.
Oh, no, 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 no. You're right. I'm sorry. In the end of the first, I meant to say second quarter.
Yeah,
He would have had a TD. All he would have to do just turn around and run up the field. Another really good play, getting back on fields, and I know you want to get to the defense. The Khalil Herbert touchdown.
mm-hmm.
They've run that play before,
Yeah,
in which Fields held that ball too long. I mean, he tries to get rid of it quickly instead of just holding the ball, just waiting to see what the defense did. But this time, he held on to it, saw what the defense wanted to do. The defense gave him an opening, and he just kind of sidearmed it to Herbert for the touchdown. So I
Yeah.
mean, looking forward, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice
He
what
and then he
they
took
do.
a freaking brutal hit on that. He got
And it was legal too.
yeah.
It was
One
legal.
and one more thing. Another play I liked was it was on like a third and long. He completed that one play to Cole Kmet. I thought that was
Yeah,
good because he rolled out. He just even though there was pressure in his face, he
yeah.
still looked through his progression, saw Cole Kmet, threw it down. Cole Kmet made a good catch for once.
Made a great
It,
catch.
stay in bounds.
Made a
And the
great
one
catch.
the one thing I did like is the fact that Cole Kmet, he got up and they had some urgency before Belichick wanted to challenge the play. And I was like, where was this all season long? When you make a great
Yeah,
play, there's some urgency.
yeah,
But look, overall, this is a good game for the offense to build off on.
yeah,
Hopefully, they have a good, solid performance, another solid
yeah.
performance where it's just something like this going to the Cowboys game. But we'll see. Going to the defense, they were just lights out. They
In
got to match.
closing, I was
But
gonna say in closing with the offense, I honestly think that um they were really hyped for this game because Belichick needed one more win to top Papa Bear.
yeah,
And I honestly think that it had to have been some kind of conversation about it so that the Bears came out like the offense had to come lights out. The defense was already there to simply say, listen, if you're gonna get this W, it ain't gonna be against us.
yeah,
So and there was a lot of talk about it, believe it or not, especially, in the national media, Belichick, Papa Bear Hallis, and even in the game, Troy Aikman, Joe Buck, Papa Bear Hallis, 324. He's gonna no, the Bears like not tonight. And to score on your first two drives, to have more than 20 points, have 20 points at the half. And then the Bears scored 30. They scored 30 and ran for almost 250 yards on the ground. I mean, just flat out amazing. Especially, I mean, it does wonders when everybody on the team can get together for one concerted effort. And they had a goal in mind to keep Belichick from getting 325, and they got it.
yeah. Moving on to the defense. Actually, we'll go over special teams real quick because that's a little bit. I thought special teams in terms of the return game was better. They had Khalil Herbert returning kickoffs, had Dante Pettis returning the punts.
Right.
All I can say about this is this: Bayless Jones Jr. is in the doghouse because
He must
he
be.
is not doing anything. And listen, I said it last week in my Commanders recap. He did this to himself. He
Yep.
hasn't shown up. And again, my
Yep.
verdict, I wasn't a fan of the Bayless Jones Jr. pick. I thought he was just a special teams gadget guy. He's going to
Yep.
have to prove to the coaches in practice to trust him that
Yep.
ability. Right now, I don't blame the coaches that they're not going to trust him in there because they gave him opportunity.
Yep.
And
he did get a couple snaps. I think I saw him on the goal line play that Khalil Herbert, is it Aber or Herbert?
Herbert,
Herbert. I think he was on that play, but he was on the other side. But he did get a couple snaps, but special teams, he didn't see any snaps whatsoever. And I think that was a good idea. So hopefully moving forward, we can get the guy. But the last 2 or 3 weeks, special teams has not been good. They wasn't great today, but at the same time, they were solid. I'll say that. They didn't make any mistakes. They didn't muff any punts. And even Dante Pettis actually had a decent run on a punt. And Khalil Herbert, I mean, he had a couple of really good kicks as well, too. So, but I honestly think as far as special teams are concerned, Tristan Ebner and Bayless Jones Jr., yeah, is in that special team coordinator's doghouse.
Yep. Going to the defense. The defense was probably their best performance of the year. I will say this: the defensive line had their best game of the year by far. They held the New England rushing game to 70 yards rushing. That's
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
for the last few weeks. That's a massive positive because they've been giving up 100-yard rushing games. So
Stevenson has been running all over folks, and
yep,
he did get a touchdown, but that was the defense's fault. Instead of trying to cover the edge, they should have tried to keep him up the middle. But it might have been Roquan who came inside, I want to say, and then Stevenson dipped out for the touchdown. But defense was defense again. I mean, for me and a lot of people are, I mean, this defense is potentially top eight when it's all said and done.
Yeah, it was a really good defensive performance. Another good thing is I love the fact that the D line was getting their hands up to tip passes because there were tip pass interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it was the one to Roquan, and even when I saw Roquan's celebration when he was just like doing the money thing and everything, I'm like, dude, right now, I still
Stop
don't
it.
think you deserve the dang money. I
Stop it.
still don't like the fact you got blown up by Carson Wentz. After
Stop it.
you when he got blown up by Carson Wentz, and I still stand by the statement, you don't deserve that money if you get blown up by
Yeah.
Carson Wentz. No way,
Yeah.
no how. Now,
Yeah.
we bring you back on the franchise tag. Fine, cool.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I mean, it was a great defensive effort. And again, just like I said before earlier, the defense was ready for Bailey Zappi
Yeah,
because he's not a tall quarterback. So they really didn't have to rush him. I think they kind of spied him with the defensive line instead of, or at least that's what it looked like. They spied him with the defensive line and they tried to force him to throw over bigger bodies. That's why you had, I think they had 3 batted balls, one of which was intercepted, another one that could have been intercepted, you know. So it was just like they were ready for
yeah,
Bailey Zappi. I think they preferred Bailey Zappi because he's a smaller quarterback.
yeah,
But defense overall, man, they knew what they had to do, and it started with stopping the run.
yep. Justin Jones, he had a great game today. He had a great game today. I heard
Yeah,
his
finally.
name.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. Um.
Justin Jones, Blackson, they held the mid, you know, the undersized DTs, as I like to call them. They actually held their own in the middle.
Yep. Um. The 2 draft picks, they got interceptions. Kyler Gordon had almost nearly a pick six. Jaquan Brisker, he had a great. He tipped it to himself, but an
Both
interception
of
right.
them did it.
Yeah.
Both of them did it. Yeah, both of them did it. So
Yeah, I know on the Jaquan Brisker one, that's when they were driving, and it was a much needed
correct,
interception right then and there. Only thing
correct.
about the defense I didn't like was that blown touchdown, I think to Devontae Parker. I don't know what happened there. Somebody lost their man there. He was wide open there.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, you know, honestly,
no, it was Jason Myers. Jason Myers, my
it was
bad.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers. Oh, yeah, but and that was just a blown. That, for me, that was a blown coverage. But
Yeah,
it was Eddie Jackson, who I think was supposed to be covering that area, but he came in because it was play action, and Myers came across the field, and then when um, Jackson realized it, he had to hurry up and come back.
yeah,
So they put their emphasis on stopping the run. So the play action, that's what the play action is built for. When you're going to play up on the defense, fake the run, go over the top. So, yeah,
yeah,
and it was a good catch. It was a really good catch, even better throw, but it was a
yeah.
good catch by Myers.
Yeah. I'll say one thing the defense definitely needs to work on is, I guess, containing the quarterback in the pocket more. Because even there was times in Mac Jones before he ended up getting freaking taken out, he was running the ball and picking up first downs, and I'm like, can we contain him so we can stop this guy from getting these easy first downs? And then when obviously Bailey Zappi came in, they made sure to do a better job of him to make sure he didn't get as many rushing
Correct.
yards. But definitely to
Correct.
watch for Dak Prescott, because he is a running quarterback. But other than that, solid win by the Bears. I guess my only other take is I don't know what the Patriots are going to do. Patriots are going to do with this quarterback situation because it's kind of weird that you would think you might as well just continue playing Bailey Zappi to start at the game, but you kind of threw things into a loop when you took
Yeah.
Mac Jones start, and then you then bench him, and then I felt like they benched Mac Jones a little bit too early, and they brought in Zappe a little bit too early, because then that only gave the Bears a halftime to say, okay, whatever issues we had with this Bailey Zappi guy in here, let's adjust to it, make the necessary adjustments, and boom. Now, if they had brought Bailey Zappi out in the second half, now maybe the game could have been a little bit more interesting.
Maybe.
I think they kind of pulled the plug on Mac Jones a little bit too early. But I guess the Patriots and Matt Patricia or Bill Belichick felt like let's just put in Bailey Zappi. He's been the guy on fire for us. But if I'm a Patriots fan, I don't know where you go with that quarterback thing because right now, like who's going to start next week? Could it be Mac Jones? Could it be Bailey Zappi? And then
Well, I honestly think that Belichick. I don't think Mac Jones is completely healthy.
Mhm.
I'll say that. But at the same time, um, the Bears exploited Zappy as well too.
Yep.
Because I gotta admit, I mean, I want to say he's 6 foot. I may be giving Zappy credit with that. So the
He's
Bears,
six
and
foot one.
again, 6'1". I mean, the Bears clearly wanted him to throw over the defensive line, in which there were cases. The only way he could get that ball over the defensive line was this if he had to, take the ball deep. And to make those intermediate and those short throws, he couldn't go over that defensive line, as case by the many batted balls. So I honestly think that the better pocket passer is Mac Jones. So I think once he's healthy, is going to be Mac Jones. But and Bailey is a nice little stopgap. But I didn't see starting quarterback
Yeah.
because again, once people start, and the Bears, I think the Bears exploited the young man for what he is, a short quarterback, and you'll see. I think you'll see moving forward that once Jones is healthy, the job is his. I can't see them going forward with Zappy
Yeah.
long term anyway.
It kind of, I'll say before we leave, it kind of does suck from a viewer standpoint because you wanted to see Justin Fields versus Mac Jones, but we weren't going to see that matchup. The last two quarterbacks
Yeah.
of last year's draft going against each other.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I think that's probably one of the reasons why Belichick might have threw it out there for some type of drama for the news media. But I mean, it's really Justin Fields versus the Patriots defense, and Mac Jones versus the Bears defense. And in this particular case, the Bears handled their business.
yep. So yeah, yeah. Getting out of here, you have to give credit to Matt Eberflus and his staff. After the Commanders lost, they saw that there was changes that needed to be made, and hey, they did
Yep.
the job and made adjustments like coaches should. Because I said if they come out and try out that same offensive line they did the last 6 weeks, then
Yep.
that proves to me that they don't really care and they're not showing me they're not holding players accountable. Well,
Right.
they changed the offensive line, made several adjustments by playing certain players and not playing certain players, and hey, it goes to show me that they're gonna hold players accountable to what they play
Yep. Yep.
as. So again, hopefully they stay by their tune. They keep this team focused, and again, hopefully the Bears go into Dallas with a W. I think it's doable. They can because they can get Dallas. Dallas is very susceptible to upsetting losses because they're the
Yeah.
team of what can go wrong will go wrong
Will
for
go
them.
wrong. And the Bears' next 4 games are winnable. Dallas is winnable. Um, who's after Dallas? But I know the Falcons and Lions are after our next. But it's Dallas. I want to say it's
So after the Cowboys, Dolphins at home, then Lions at
Dolphins.
home, and then at
Right.
Falcons, and then at
And see, that's
Jets.
just it. These are winnable games. These are winnable games with the way our defense is playing and with the way our offense is running the football. I mean, these are very highly winnable games. So with turmoil in our division, Green Bay's not playing well, Detroit's not playing well, Minnesota is 5-2, but at the same time, they're not impressive. So these are winnable games that are coming up. So we'll see what's going on, but when it's all said and done, at least the Bears off to a good start. To now they only got really 5 days rest. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then play Dallas on Sunday. They have to travel to Dallas, so that's going to be a tough order. So I'm happy that they won, but at the same time, looking forward and just hope that the change that they went over for the last 10 days, does something to take effect for the next games to come.
Yep. I'm also not a Bulls fan. I'm a Clippers fan, but the Bulls actually blew out the Celtics, so Chicago got
I
the
gotta
double
admit it,
sweep.
they were down by almost 22.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Bears and Bulls get the Windy City sweep tonight. So
Yeah, you might want to go ahead and text Matt and say
probably asleep right now. He's probably asleep right
just,
now.
I mean, tell him, hey, it's what
I'll call him
it's
tomorrow. Hopefully,
it's
no.
almost 6:30 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So if I'm up, he can be up.
He probably went to sleep. I'm gonna try to
No,
call him tomorrow.
text him anyway. So then that way it's the first text once he wake up in the morning and just say, hey, my Uncle Daryl said, go Bears, go Bulls.
Okay. All right. Anyways, guys, we'll be back probably this week to talk our NFL week picks. This week we probably won't give a recap of all the games that happened, unless I guess if we do that, we'll probably just be talking about like major storylines. For example, Sam Ellinger announced as the Colts starter. Yeah, Chris Ballard and Frank Wright, they're gonna be as good as gone this year, if you ask me. But other than that, we'll probably be back with an NFL predictions. Maybe I'll try to get out. We'll try to get out maybe the Tuesday or the Wednesday. Probably it has to work with our schedule or anything. But if it's after the,
yeah, that's good for me.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that's it. But if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on Chicago Bears win, as well as hit that subscribe button. If you came for 15 Talk Sports, you want to get more NFL, NBA content. I'll give my Clippers recap against their game tomorrow against the freaking Thunder. I don't want to talk about the Clippers right now because they pissed me off last night, but it's only early in the season, so
yeah, it's early. Don't worry about it. He's just trying to work out his lineups to see which one is more conducive to play with home. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, I think we should maybe find time to talk a video about the World Series because that's an interesting matchup right there.
What World Series? Houston is going to sweep everybody.
You think they're sweep the? Do you think they're going to sweep?
They're going to sweep the Phillies. You heard it right here.
I think the Phillies can get a game. I think the Phillies can get a game.
They sweep the Mariners. They're gonna sweep the Yankees, and you're gonna hear it here first. They're gonna sweep the Phillies.
I think the Phillies could get a game.
Stop.
One game in Philadelphia. I think they could get one game in Philadelphia.
Stop it.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. All right. We're gonna go, guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys. See you guys later. Peace.